follicular stage lasts for 7 to 10 days, and then a follicular gets released from the ovary after the estrogen rises. Let me tell you something about your period which will be actually useful to you. Hi everyone, without wasting any time, I am going to jump straight into the follicular phase of the period cycle, and this video is in continuation of the last week's video which was all about the menstrual phases. I am starting this series from the follicular phase because follicular phase is the one where the journey of the egg starts, which is actually extracted from the body during our periods. Let's see from where that egg comes from. Remember this diagram from class 8th or maybe 10th or whenever you studied? Or I can give you a recap. I also discussed this in the last week's video. Why are you laughing? This is the worst batch in the history of the school. So, inside the female's body, this is the whole reproductive system. And here, this is the ovary. Here, there are very tiny cells which are called eggs, which are scattered throughout this small vessel. And every month, there is one egg which actually comes out of here, travels through the fallopian tube and rests in the uterus. This whole process of that egg being released from the ovary is the follicular phase. This whole process of that egg being released from the ovary takes somewhere around 7 to 10 days, and it starts usually right after your period is over or within the last few days of your period if your period is longer. And why does it take that long? Because there is a whole mechanism which is happening inside the brain to tell our ovaries to release that egg. There is a tiny little team manager inside the brain which tells our ovaries to release those tiny eggs, which are also called follicles, and to do that the hypothalamus sends follicle stimulating hormone to the ovary. And why knowing this is so important for you? Because during this follicular stage, our body is highly energetic and our body is actually prepared for new things. So if you're planning to start some new project, if you're planning to start some new education, if you're planning to start a new partnership, this is the time. Also, in some studies done on athletes, it is seen that the pain tolerance during the follicular phase is much higher, and that is the reason why follicular phase is apt for high intensity workouts. So, if you want to start a new exercise regime, follicular phase is the way to go. And also, if you are in your follicular stage and you are ready for new beginnings and you want to flip around your lifestyle, then you can write me on the email ID given below. Also, one amazing thing about follicular phase is that in the researches it is also found that pre-exercise carbohydrate storage during the follicular phase is very less. So this is actually the time to eat a little more. And speaking of carbohydrates and speaking of food, this is the absolutely right time to actually hog on all the nutrients so that your body can actually build up on the nutritional pool of itself. So go for a lot of vegetables, go for a lot of fruits, go for a lot of germinated products like sprouts. And while the ovary is actually preparing to release that egg, the uterus is actually getting prepared to thicken the lining of itself so that the egg can come and get implanted into it. And this is the time when actually immunity is also increasing. Now all of these things will actually happen to you if you are not on oral contraceptive pills. And if you are, then you have kind of messed up your cycle already. But if you leave OCPs and come back to your healthy lifestyle of eating healthy, working out and sleeping on time, for which I have created so many videos already, you will be back to your normal follicular phase very soon. In fact, what I am saying is actually not theory. There was a client of mine a few years back who was actually facing this exact issue of very low FSH levels, and while she was trying for IVF continuously, but because of the low FSH level, there were no healthy eggs there to create that IVF success possibility. And you know why I believe in the power of food so much? Why I call our human body magic? Because within 3 months of healthy eating, she could actually double up her FSH levels, because of which she had enough healthy eggs so that the IVF could be successful, and now she has a baby. And on that happy ending, I am going to wrap up this video, and in the next week's video, I am going to talk about the next phase, which is the ovulation phase. If you have any questions about your periods, then write me in the comments below, or you can write me in the DM on my Instagram, and I will see you next week. Till then, be a fit foodie, and always remember, I love you unconditionally. Bye.